Okay, welcome. So this is going to be a quick unboxing video in which I'll show you around the new DeLonghi Dedica espresso machine that we've just purchased, and sort of give you a picture of what it looks like. And having done a quick unboxing, we will then put it together and see if we can't make a cup of coffee with it. I think it's worth saying up front that I've purchased this particular model for a number of linked reasons. For some time now we've been using a Lavazza A Modo Mio Tiny, a really small EcoPod machine from Lavazza, and honestly it makes really nice coffee, and I didn't really believe that there was a proper espresso machine out there that had a similar size footprint. But based on the published size of this particular machine, it's almost exactly the same size as the A Modo Mio Tiny. And so that suddenly means that it is an option that's worth really thinking about. The second issue is quality. So I've looked at lots and lots of reviews, and my impression is that this is coming out as one of the top ranked budget espresso machines. So sort of if you look at the under sort of 250 pound model, and when it comes to something of this particular size, most likely the top ranked machine. What I'll do a little bit later is see if I can't do a proper side-by-side comparison with the EcoPods. And I think really what I'm thinking there is, if you are somebody who has got a limited amount of space, and that's very much the case with us, then you are pretty much looking at these two options, because these are the two decent coffee makers that fit with a small footprint. And then thirdly, there's a question of cost. So one of the things is that when we bought the Lavazza machine, you could buy a big bumper lot of EcoPods for about £50, and that's gone up now to about £70. And really that increase in price means that over a year, I mean, it's worth saying as well, I'm actually drinking more of the stuff than I thought I would, because it's nice coffee, so I'm consuming it faster and it's getting more expensive. I'm just spending a lot more over a year than I expected I would, and I fully expect if I just carry on as I am with the Lavazza EcoPod machine, I will be spending over 12 months something in the region of £700 or £800. Now, you can buy one of these DeLonghi machines for about £180, and you can even, if you want to, spread the cost of that with Amazon using their Klarna system. And what that means, particularly if you spread the cost, is it's actually, even while you're paying for this machine, cheaper to buy good quality pre-ground coffee, use this machine, pay for this machine, than it is for me to continue with my subscription with Lavazza. So regrettably, even though the Lavazza machine is still running, the combination of this, the way it looks, the fact that it fits so nicely into my kitchen, and just the really quite significant reduction in cost, means that I've sort of decided to take the plunge and buy one of these instead of the Lavazza machine. Okay then, so let's jump in and unbox this. So quick open up at the top there, push the cardboard back. So very much as standard, what looks like a nice little instruction manual. I'll see if there's anything sensible to say about that in due course. And then open up and remove the machine. Okay, so I guess first of all, it's worth saying it feels like it's nicely packaged, very sort of secure feeling. No sense that this is going to have been smashed about in transit. Then we've got our scoop for measuring out the coffee, another cradle, and the machine itself. Okay then, so let's just give it a quick spin around and see what we've got here. So the machine feels straight away like you've got a nice sort of robust metal construction. You've got a decent 1 litre capacity there for the water to go into, and that lifts off nicely. Feels like a good, well-made piece of kit. Snaps back into place nice and securely as well. We've got here our steamer, which you can set either for cappuccino or hot milk, and then there's the lever there to run the steam through the system. You've got your 2 settings there for a single cup or a double cup espresso and for steam. And yeah, just clicking these buttons, they feel pretty good quality, nice sort of positive clicking action. And in terms of the material of it, this is the black espresso machine. It feels pretty good. It remains to be seen how well this painted aluminium fares over time. We'll have to see whether it ends up getting scratched. And also, I suppose there is the finish and the question of how it looks after I've sort of splodged my sticky fingers over it whilst making cups of coffee in the morning and making my toast, getting butter all over the place. But hopefully it's going to look good, and genuinely it feels very solid. It's metal construction on the top and on the sides. The caddy for water at the back there, of course, is plastic, but it feels nice and tough. You've got a decent drip tray by the looks of things. So yeah, you can lift that up there. It's got a clever little piece of plastic float in there, which will come up and tell you when the drip tray is nearing fullness. Peel that off there as well. And then a feature that I've noticed some of the reviewers have remarked upon is that you can lift this out and you've got another drip tray in here if you're wanting to use a taller cup or glass for a longer cup of coffee. Altogether, this feels nice, good quality, solid, like it will work. You also get a decalking fluid, so you can stop it from sort of silting up over time. Feels nice and solid. We've already got the double espresso chamber in there. Now this is a pressurized system, and what that means is that you can use all sorts of different grounds of coffee. So you can use fine espresso coffee in here, you can use a coarser grind of coffee. It's frowned upon in some quarters on the basis that, as well as giving you the option of using different sorts of coffee, it kind of reduces the level of control you've got. So people who are very serious about their coffee might prefer a portafilter, which isn't a pressurized approach, and which gives them the control that they want for making coffee according to their precise wishes. For me, this is absolutely fine. I'm quite happy with this approach, and I'm going to spend a bit of time making sure I can get that in there properly, because at the moment I'm making a mess of it. We've got 2 other sizes here for different approaches to coffee. So I think that's a single, and this possibly is a pod approach if I want to use the DeLonghi pods. I don't, but should I wish to do so, I have the option here. And I have a nice scoop as well, which has its own tamper. I've actually got my own tamper, so I won't be using that to tamp the coffee down, but I will be using it for the scoop. So with that in mind, let's get it set up and see how it compares in size to the old Lavazza machine. Okay, so it's worth saying that in no way are these 2 coffee makers the same size. The DeLonghi is clearly quite a lot bigger. And I think what's probably occurred here is that I've looked at the packaging size for the Lavazza and compared it as being the same as the actual size for the DeLonghi. However, the DeLonghi does actually fit in the space that I've got, but don't assume that these two are the same size. They're a similar length, a similar width, although the DeLonghi is slightly wider, but the DeLonghi is clearly higher up, it's clearly taller than the Lavazza. Right then, let's make some coffee. So I'm going to use 2 scoops of good but store-bought ground coffee here, and then I'm going to tamp it down with my DeLonghi Tamper, which I've bought separately. I'll put links for all of the items shown here in the description, and if you do choose to buy from one of these, I should tell you at this point that I may well receive a tiny little slice of commission from your purchase, but at no extra cost to you. Right then, so now to attach the filter. Now, please don't mock me as I struggle to engage the filter here. Honestly, when they're brand new, I think they are pretty stiff the first time you make use of them. They do connect eventually though. So that was more or less exactly 30 seconds to pull 2 espresso shots, and I think pretty quietly too. What we have now is a couple of nice, rich, tasty cups of coffee with a good creamer, and I'm really looking forward to experimenting with different coffees and learning how to use the milk frother and that kind of thing. I hope that you found this video useful. If you have, please do give it a like and let me know what you think about this machine in the comments as well. Now, I plan on doing a more in-depth review, perhaps a side-by-side comparison with my Lavazza A Modo Mio, and if you'd like to catch up with that, please don't forget to subscribe. And meanwhile, thank you very much for watching.